I failed her, and now I check the locks 3 times every night. I'm 45, used to be a bodyguard, Chicago kid who thought protecting people was noble. Grew up on cop shows, wanted to be the guy who takes the bullet. Ha, what a joke. For 15 years, I stood in front of CEOs, politicians, the occasional pop star, my eyes scanning crowds for threats. I was good, damn good. Never lost a client. Until Elena. She was 32, a whistleblower with a nervous laugh and eyes that didn't trust anyone. She dug up dirt on a pharma giant, some pill that was killing people. I was her shield for 3 months. I thought I had it under control. But looking back, I missed the signs. The way my boss, Mark, brushed off her paranoia. The way our agencies, security protocols, kept changing. I didn't question it. Why would I? I trusted the system. I trusted them. Then she was gone, car bomb, they said. Random. Tragic. I bought it at first, drowned my guilt in whiskey. But 2 weeks ago, I found her note, hidden in my old gear bag. If I'm dead, it's them. Check the agency. My heart stopped. Them? Mark? The people I worked for? I've been looking over my shoulder ever since. I hear footsteps outside my apartment at night, see cars idling too long across the street. I'm not crazy, but I feel like I'm losing it. I didn't just fail Elena, I might have been part of the setup. I keep thinking about her laugh, how she'd joke about her cat to calm her nerves. I should have listened. I should have asked questions. Now I'm alone, my daughter won't talk to me, and I'm scared to leave my place. What kind of protector am I? I can't even protect myself from the truth. Looking back, I thought I had it all figured out. My early days as a bodyguard were a rush. Chicago's gritty streets taught me to stay sharp, and by 30, I was working for Apex Security, the kind of outfit that guarded the elite. I'd stand there, 6 feet 2 inches, arms crossed, earpiece buzzing, feeling like a damn superhero. My first big client was a tech mogul, some guy who made billions on an app one never used. He'd ramble about disrupting markets, while I scanned rooftops for snipers. Never saw one, but I felt important. The job was simple: keep them safe, don't ask questions. I liked the rhythm: hotels, private jets, late-night escorts to penthouses. I got good at reading people, spotting the twitchy ones in a crowd. My daughter, Lily, was just a kid then. I'd call her from hotel lobbies, promising I'd be home for her soccer games. Half the time, I wasn't. My ex, Sarah, would sigh through the phone. "Chris, she needs you." I'd say I was providing, you know. Bodyguarding paid well, $80K a year, enough for a nice condo, even after the divorce. I thought I was in control. Apex had a slick operation. Mark, the boss, always in a tailored suit, would hand out assignments like he was doing us a favor. Tina, my work partner, was my rock, sharp, funny, always had my back. We'd joke about clients' egos over beers after shifts. But there were cracks. Mark pushed us to prioritize client comfort, which sometimes meant looking the other way when they got shady, bribes, affairs, you name it. I didn't blink. It was the job, right? I'd tell myself. Just keep them alive. Elena was different, though. When I got her file, it read like a thriller: whistleblower, pharma fraud, death threats. She wasn't just another rich jerk. She was scared, real scared, and I felt this pull to protect her, like I used to feel for Lily. I'd check her hotel room twice, triple-check the car. But Mark kept saying, "She's paranoid, Chris. Don't buy into it." I listened. I shouldn't have. There were moments, her shaky hands lighting a cigarette, or the way she'd whisper, "They're watching me," that I brushed off. I thought I was being professional, staying detached. Now I see it, I was blind. Apex's rules, Mark's smooth talk, my own need to feel in charge, it all kept me from seeing the truth. I was a cog, not a hero. And Elena paid for it. Here's what happened the night it all went wrong. It was a muggy July evening, Chicago's skyline glowing like it was mocking us. Elena was staying at the Drake Hotel, penthouse suite, her usual spot. I was on edge, she'd been jumpier than usual. Checking her phone, muttering about leaked documents. I chalked it up to stress. My job was to keep her safe, not play therapist. Tina and I were on shift, me by the elevator, her at the suite's door. Around 10 p.m., Elena insisted on going out. Some diner she liked said it cleared her head. Mark had told us to limit her outings, but she was stubborn, and I caved. I drove her in the agency's black SUV, eyes on the mirrors, hands tight on the wheel. The diner was quiet, just a few late-night stragglers. Elena sat in a corner booth, sipping coffee, scribbling in a notebook. I stood by the door, scanning the street. Then it happened, 2 guys in hoodies, moving too fast, too purposeful. I yelled for Elena to get down, drew my Glock, but before I could move, a blast shook the ground. Her car, parked out front, went up in flames. Glass shattered, people screamed. I tackled Elena behind the counter, my heart pounding like a drum. She was shaking, whispering. They found me. I radioed Tina, got her to the diner in minutes. Cops swarmed, called it a random hit, maybe gang-related. Mark showed up at 2 a.m., calm as ever, saying, "Wrong place, wrong time." But I saw it, his eyes didn't match his words. Elena was hysterical, saying the company was behind it. I wanted to believe her, but Mark pulled me aside, said she was unstable, that I'd screw my career if I listened to her. I froze. I didn't push back. We got Elena back to the hotel, but she wouldn't look at me. I kept replaying it. Why didn't I check the car again? Why did I let her go out? That night, I saw myself for what I was, not a protector, but a guy following orders. Doubt crept in, cold and heavy. Was Mark lying? Was I blind? I lay awake, hearing the blast in my head, wondering if I'd failed her already. I kept telling myself it wasn't my fault. That car bomb? Just bad luck, right? I mean, Chicago's a rough city, gangs, grudges, random chaos. Elena was alive, wasn't she? I got her behind that counter in time. I did my job. But deep down, I felt this gnawing shame, like I'd missed something big. The next day, we were back at the Drake, Elena locked in her suite, chain-smoking, barely speaking. I stood outside her door, replaying the blast, the way her eyes begged me to believe her. Mark called a team meeting at Apex's office, all glass and steel, like we were untouchable. He stood there, tie perfect, saying the cops ruled it a fluke, some drug deal gone wrong. "Don't let Elena's paranoia get to you, Chris," he said, clapping my shoulder. "She's spinning stories." Tina nodded along, avoiding my eyes. I wanted to scream. "She almost died!" But I just mumbled. "Yeah, okay." Why? Because Mark was the guy who signed my checks, who got me this gig after my divorce left me broke. I owed him. Or so I thought. Back at the hotel, I tried talking to Elena. "You're safe now," I said, sounding like a robot. She laughed, bitter, and said, "You don't get it, do you? They want me gone." I brushed it off, had to. If I believed her, I'd have to question everything, Apex, Mark, my whole damn career. Tina pulled me aside later, over coffee in the lobby. "Chris, don't buy her conspiracy crap. You'll tank us both." Her voice was sharp, like she was scared too. I nodded, but my gut twisted. I kept seeing Elena's face, her trembling hands. That night, I drank too much bourbon, staring at my phone, wanting to call Lily. I didn't. What would I say? "Your dad's a coward who might have let a woman die." The agency sent a new protocol, tighter schedules, no more diner runs. Mark said it was for Elena's safety, but it felt like a leash. I started doubting myself. Maybe I was too soft, too slow. Maybe Elena was unstable, like Mark said. But her words stuck. "They want me gone." I couldn't shake the guilt. I saved her body, but not her trust. I was failing her, and it burned. I couldn't ignore it anymore. The world I worked in was rotten. After the car bomb, Elena barely left her suite. She'd sit by the window, staring at the street, like she was waiting for the next hit. I'd stand outside her door, my gut churning, noticing things I'd brushed off before. The agency's radios crackled with coded chatter I wasn't privy to. Tina got jumpy, checking her phone too often, whispering to Mark when she thought I wasn't looking. One night I caught a glimpse of her screen, some encrypted app, not our usual comms. "What's that?" I asked. She snapped her phone shut, said, "Nothing, Chris. Chill." But it wasn't nothing. I started paying attention. Mark's security updates were vague, new routes, new safe houses, but no details on why. One day, I saw a guy in a gray sedan outside the hotel, same car I'd noticed at the diner before the blast. Coincidence? I wrote down the plate, told myself I was paranoid. But then Elena slipped me a USB drive during a room check. "Don't trust them," she whispered, her eyes wild. It's proof. I pocketed it, heart racing, but didn't look at it. Not yet. I was scared of what I'd find. At Apex's office, I overheard Mark on a call, voice low. She's a liability. Handle it. My blood went cold. Was he talking about Elena? I wanted to barge in, demand answers, but my feet wouldn't move. I was still the guy who followed orders, too afraid to rock the boat. That night, I tailed the gray sedan after my shift, saw it parked near an Apex safe house. No one got out. I drove home, hands shaking, checking my mirrors. My apartment felt like a trap. Every creak, every shadow made me jump. I kept the USB in my pocket unopened. I wasn't ready to face it, to admit I'd been working for the wrong side. Elena's fear was real, and I was part of the machine keeping her caged. The stakes were higher now. Her life, my life, maybe even Lily's. I thought about calling my daughter, telling her to stay with her mom, but what if they were watching? I was drowning in doubt, shame burning hotter. I hadn't acted, but I couldn't stay blind forever. I couldn't unsee the truth after that night. It was 2 weeks after the car bomb, and I was still carrying Elena's USB, unopened, like a ticking bomb in my pocket. I was at the Drake, guarding her door, when my radio crackled, Mark's voice, urgent, saying we were moving Elena to a new safe house, effective immediately. No explanation. I knocked, told her to pack. She looked at me, eyes hollow, and said, "You're one of them, aren't you?" It stung, but I didn't answer. We piled into an Apex van, me, Tina, and Elena, with a driver I didn't recognize. The city blurred past, but something felt off. The driver kept glancing at his phone, and Tina was too quiet. We pulled into an industrial lot, a warehouse looming in the dark. My gut screamed this wasn't a safe house. I grabbed Elena's arm, whispered, "Stay close." Inside, it was empty, concrete floors, flickering lights. Mark was there, no suit, just a black jacket, with 2 guys I'd never seen. "Chris, take a walk," he said, voice cold. I froze. Elena clutched my sleeve, shaking. Then I saw it, a gun on Mark's hip. He wasn't here to protect her. I pulled Elena behind me, heart pounding, and said, "What's going on, Mark?" He laughed, sharp, like I was a kid asking dumb questions. "You're in over your head, Chris. Leave." Tina stepped forward, eyes pleading. "Do what he says." That's when it hit me, Elena's note, the USB, her fear. This was it. They were going to kill her. I had a choice: walk away, keep my job, my life, or stand up and maybe lose everything. I looked at Elena, her face pale, and thought of Lily. I couldn't let another person down. "No," I said, voice steady for the first time in weeks. I drew my Glock, pointed it at Mark. His guys raised theirs. Time stopped. I wasn't a hero, just a guy who'd been blind too long. Elena's USB burned in my pocket. I didn't know what was on it, but I knew it was her only chance. I'd failed her before, but not now. This was the line. I crossed it, and there was no going back. Everything fell apart after that warehouse standoff. I got Elena out, shoved her into the van, and floored it, Mark's guys shouting behind us. My hands shook on the wheel, her gasps filling the silence. I ditched the van in an alley, got her to a cheap motel on the edge of Chicago. "Stay here," I told her, handing her my burner phone. "Don't call anyone." She nodded, eyes wide, clutching that damn USB. I didn't know what was on it, but it was enough to make Apex want her dead. By morning, my life was gone. Mark called, voice like ice. "You're done, Chris. Turn in your gear." I didn't argue. I knew what done meant: no job, no backup, no safety. Apex didn't just fire people, they erased them. I went home, packed a bag, and found my apartment trashed, drawers dumped, photos of Lily torn up. A warning. I called Tina, hoping she'd have my back. "You screwed us both," she hissed, then hung up. That hurt more than Mark's call. 15 years, beers after shifts, and she turned on me. I was alone. I thought about Lily, safe with her mom in Milwaukee, but didn't dare call. What if they were watching her? I checked into a dive motel, cash only, and finally plugged in Elena's USB. It was a goldmine: emails, financial records, proof the pharma company was burying deaths, and Apex was on their payroll. My name was in there too, tied to security oversight. They'd used me. I felt sick, like I'd been punched. The next day, I got a text from an unknown number. "Stop digging, or Lily pays." My heart stopped. I saw that gray sedan again, tailing me when I grabbed coffee. I started sleeping with my Glock under the pillow, jumping at every noise. Elena was safe, for now, but I wasn't. I'd crossed Mark, Apex, maybe the whole damn company. Tina's betrayal cut deep. She knew the truth but chose the paycheck. I had no one left. The USB was my only leverage, but using it meant risking everything. I wasn't a hero, just a guy who'd fucked up and had nowhere to run. I saw it all clearly when the bullets started flying. I'd moved Elena to another motel, some hole in the wall off I-90, but they found us. Midnight, I was dozing in a chair, Glock on my lap, when glass shattered, a silence shot through the window. I hit the floor, dragging Elena with me. "Move!" I hissed, shoving her toward the bathroom. Footsteps crunched outside, 2, maybe 3 guys. My mind raced, but it was like a fog lifted. I wasn't just a pawn anymore. Apex wanted us dead, and the USB was why. I grabbed it from my pocket, stuffed it in Elena's jacket. "Run when I say," I whispered. She nodded, pale but steady. I cracked the door, saw shadows moving, and fired twice into the dark. A grunt, then returned fire. Bullets tore through the wall. I pushed Elena out the bathroom window, following her into the alley. We sprinted, my lungs burning, her gasps loud in the quiet. A black SUV screeched around the corner, headlights blinding. I shoved Elena behind a dumpster, raised my gun, but my hands shook, not from fear, but rage. I'd been their tool, guarding their secrets, and now they wanted me gone. No more. I fired at the tires, heard a pop, and the SUV swerved. "Go!" I yelled, and we ran, weaving through back streets. We hit a 24-hour gas station, ducked inside. The clerk barely looked up. I bought a burner phone, called a cab to a Greyhound stop. While we waited, I made a choice: no more running blind. I told Elena, "We're getting this USB to someone who can use it." She stared, then nodded, like she finally trusted me. The cab ride was tense, every car a potential threat. I kept seeing Lily's face, that text about her paying. My clarity was sharp now. Apex wasn't just after Elena. They'd burn anyone to protect their clients. I wasn't saving just her. I was saving myself, maybe even Lily. The bus station loomed, and I knew we had to keep moving, no matter the cost. I had to make a move, no matter how reckless it felt. At the Greyhound station, Elena and I huddled in a corner, the USB burning a hole in her jacket. I knew we couldn't keep running forever. Apex would find us, and that text about Lily kept me awake. I needed to get the truth out, but not to cops or reporters. They'd bury it or us. I remembered Elena mentioning a lawyer she trusted, some guy named Paul who worked pro bono for whistleblowers. He was our shot. I used the burner phone to track him down, found an address in Evanston, not far. "We're going to him," I told Elena. She looked scared but nodded, gripping my arm like I was her last lifeline. We took a late bus, my eyes on every passenger, my Glock tucked under my jacket. The ride was tense, every stop making me flinch. At Paul's office, a rundown strip mall storefront, I knocked hard, half expecting a trap. He opened the door, a wiry guy in his 50s, glasses fogged from coffee steam. "Elena?" he said, then saw me, wary. I pushed us inside, locked the door, and spilled everything: the car bomb, Mark's betrayal, the USB. I handed it to him, my hands steady for once. "Get this out there, but keep us out of it," I said. He plugged it in, his face going pale as he scrolled through the files. "This is big," he muttered. "Pharma payoffs, Apex's cut, your name's here too, Chris." I nodded, shame hitting hard. I'd been part of their game. Paul promised to pass it to a contact at a small legal NGO, no press, no fanfare. "Lay low," he said. I gave him my burner number, told him to warn me if Apex sniffed around. Leaving his office, I felt lighter but exposed, like I'd just painted a target on my back. Elena hugged me, a quick, desperate grip, then we split up, she to a friend's place, me to another motel. I broke every rule I'd lived by, trusting a stranger with evidence that could ruin me. But I had to, for Elena, for Lily, for the guy I used to think I was. I wasn't safe, but I'd done something real. I'm still running, and it's not over. After leaving Paul's office, I checked into another motel, this one in Gary, Indiana, where the air smells like rust and despair. Cash only, fake name, my Glock never leaves my side. Elena's with her friend, somewhere I don't even know, for her safety. I told her to stay dark, no calls, no texts. The USB's out there now, in Paul's hands, but nothing's changed. No headlines, no arrests, just silence. I checked my burner every hour, waiting for Paul to say the NGO's moving on the evidence, but all I get is static. My life's a ghost town, no job, no friends, no Lily. I can't call her. That text about her paying still haunts me. Is Apex watching her? I sent her mom a cryptic note, begging her to keep Lily close, but I got no reply. My ex probably thinks I'm crazy. Maybe I am. I saw that gray sedan again yesterday, parked across from the motel. Didn't move, just sat there, like a vulture. I didn't sleep, just stared at the door, waiting for a knock that never came. My mind's a mess, every creak's a threat, every stranger's a hitman. I keep replaying the warehouse, Mark's cold eyes, Tina's betrayal. I trusted them, built my life on their rules, and now I'm nothing. The USB might bring the pharma company down, or it might not. Paul warned it could take months, years, if it even works. Apex has deep pockets, deeper connections. I'm one guy, a washed-up bodyguard with a gun and no plan. I think about turning myself in, spilling everything to the cops, but who'd believe me? They'd call me paranoid, just like they did Elena. I'm trapped in this limbo, waiting for a shoe to drop. The dread's constant, like a weight on my chest. I don't know if I saved Elena or just delayed the inevitable. All I know is I'm not safe, and I might never be. I keep moving, keep checking my mirrors, keep hoping Lily's okay. It's all I've got left. Here's the truth, I'll never be safe again. I'm in another motel now, somewhere in Ohio, the kind of place where the walls are thin and the air smells of stale smoke. I move every few days, cash only, no patterns. The USB's with Paul, maybe doing something, maybe not. I don't know. He texted once, said the NGO's building a case, but it's slow, and Apex is still out there, watching. I feel them everywhere, the gray sedan's gone, but now it's a black pickup, a guy lingering too long at a gas station. My burner's quiet, but I check it like it's my heartbeat. Elena's gone dark, like I told her, and I hope she's alive. I hope, but I don't know. My life's a shadow of what it was. No Apex, no Tina, no Mark, just me and my Glock, sleeping in snatches, dreaming of Lily's soccer games I never made. I wrote her a letter, left it with a bartender to mail in a month, just in case. I didn't say much, just that I love her, that I'm sorry I wasn't better. I can't call her. I can't risk it. That text about her paying still cuts me open. I see her face every time I close my eyes, and it's worse than any bullet. I used to think I was a protector, standing tall for CEOs and pop stars. But I was just a hired hand, blind to the rot I served. Elena's USB showed me the truth. Apex wasn't about safety. It was about control, money, blood. I was part of it, and that shame's a weight I'll carry forever. I keep moving, keep looking over my shoulder, waiting for the day they find me. Maybe they'll come, maybe they won't. I don't get to win this, don't get to ride off into some happy ending. I'm 45, a ghost with a gun, living for the next motel, the next bus. The world's still spinning, the pharma company's still selling pills, and I'm just a speck they want erased. I accept it now, there's no going back, no fixing this. I failed Elena, failed Lily, failed myself. And every night, I still check the backseat.